most of the time because you're throwing it in.
Test, 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 test.
Monster Mash. In like 2 minutes. I'm gonna do the. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be right. Go ahead. You started this one. I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld where the vampires feast. The ghouls all came from their abodes to get a jolt from my electrodes. They did the mash, they did the monster mash, the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. They did the mash, it caught on in a flash. They did the mash, they did the monster mash. The zombies were having fun, the party had just begun. The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. The scene was rockin', all were digging the sounds. Igor on the chains, backed by his baying hounds. The coffin bangers were about to arrive with their vocal group, the Crypt Keeper 5. They played the mash, they played the monster mash, the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. They played the mash, it caught on in a flash. They did the mash, they played the monster mash. Out from his coffin, Drax's voice did ring. Seems he was troubled by just one thing. Opened the lid and shook his fist and said, "Whatever happened to my Transylvania twist? It's now the mash, it's now the monster mash, a monster mash, and it's a graveyard smash. It's now the mash, it caught on in a flash. It's now the mash, it's now the monster mash. Now everything's cool, Drax a part of the band, and my monster mash is the hit of the land. For the living, this mash was meant to. When you get to my door, tell them Boris sent you. Then you can mash, then you can monster mash, the monster mash, and do my graveyard smash. Then you can mash, you'll catch on in a flash. Then you can mash, then you can monster mash.
Good morning. My name is Annie Olivia Newton-John Jane Fonda Brazington this morning. Y'all came for an aerobics class, right? God, no. All right, and I serve as your president-elect on the Board of Trustees at the Unitarian Universalist Church here in Spartanburg. I am particularly delighted to welcome you all this morning, whether you are here at UUCS in person or if you are joining us virtually. This is a welcoming congregation where you are welcome just as you are, costume not, crazy not, good day, bad day, all of it. So you are welcome. If you are visiting with us this morning, we would love to meet you and share about the wonderful, marvelous things going on in our congregation and learn more about you. Visitor cards can be found in the seat pocket in the chair in front of you. So fill one of those out if you're new, place it in the offering plate, and then we can connect with you more, and we would love to do so. All right, a couple announcements. First things first. Someone is missing some keys. So if you drive a Chrysler and have a current... Oh, okay, that was easy. Yeah. That was so easy. I love it, thank you. Woo, killing it. Magic, yes. All right, so announcements, important things. Today is Boo at the UU. I love that. I love that it rhymes. So it's intergenerational this year, and today is the day. So after service, we have a chili potluck in Wild Hall downstairs, and there's a trunk or treat festival outside. So thank you to everyone who brought food and candy to share. All of you, stick around, come, have fun. All right, also, On Wednesday, October 30th at 7 p.m. on the back lawn of the church, we will hold a ritual in observance of Samhain. It's the Witches' New Year and a day honoring the dead. So we will celebrate those who have passed before us with a mostly traditional ceremony and learn a little bit about the pagan traditions of the past. It's a Wiccan ceremony, but you do not have to be Wiccan to attend. Feel free to dress up however you feel so led, and bring treats to share. Be prepared to participate, and in case of bad weather, we will move inside. No big deal. All right, there is also the Upstate Pride March and Festival, which will be held on Saturday, November 2nd. This coming Saturday, friends. An interfaith service led by Davalin Hill, Faith Taylor, and Ann Garner will start the day, and then there is a march and a day-long celebration. So our congregation will host a booth, and we need your help. Sign up via the link in the happenings to help set up a booth, clean up a booth, and to staff the booth throughout the day. Stacy Jackson is the genius behind our booth design, and it is going to be a lot of fun. There's a running theme, lots of fun. All right, last announcement before I turn it over. Vote. Vote, 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 vote. Early voting is open, and now is your time through November 5th. This is our democracy. We chart its future. So, tons of people in our congregation are doing this every day and every day, and we urge our fellow citizens to also exercise their power to vote. So, thank you for your dedication, your energy, and your undaunted courage. Thank you for your love of all people. So, please vote. And without further ado, I would like to invite Victor Cobble to share with us about the upcoming Samhain Festival this Wednesday.
Hello, everyone. My name's actually Victor Coble, so it happens. There's only one B. And I was too sleepy last week because of a market to realize I should have dressed up, and now I feel sad. But anyway, I use he, they pronouns, and I'm an environmental science major and formerly trained Wiccan priest. Well, as formally as you can get in Wicca, which is by training for 3 years or so by a kooky old man from Jersey who's been doing this since mammoths roamed the earth. So his name's Joe. He's a little weird. That aside, I'd like to welcome you all to the dark season, where I invite you to Samhain and wish you all a blessed New Year. Now, if that sounds any confusing at all, it's okay. It's what I'm here for, at least for the next few minutes. Samhain is adapted from what we in the community know about a traditional Celtic fire festival that was celebrated somewhere around the end of October. We know it was celebrated, we just don't know exactly how it was celebrated. Regardless, it's now one of the major Wiccan holidays, arguably the most important one, as it has many facets, with the New Year being only one. For one thing, as we venture into the darkest time of the year, it gives us an opportunity to reflect on the darkness, both internal and external. While many modern New Age pagans are only about positivity and light, older practices acknowledge the less savory aspects of life. Samhain is a day to start thinking about the darkness and how it affects us, and to do something about it. Think about it this way. Back in the day before all of our modern conveniences, this is when people would be busy trying to ensure survival through the cold, dark winter months, where food was scarce and survival rates were low. Crops had been brought in, but was it enough? Would the young, sick, and elderly going to get to see spring? Could you survive the loneliness of your own mind? It was a time both literally dark and full of uncertainty. Nowadays, it's not as much of a problem, but at least not on that scale. But that doesn't mean that the darkness is gone. It still gets colder, the days still get shorter, and the vitamin D deprived monsters in our minds still have teeth. Every single person in here has a darkness that they've had to face. Maybe you're still going through it, and maybe you've tucked it so far back that it doesn't seem to stop. But maybe if you just don't look at it, it'll just go away. We all just went through a whole hurricane, for example, and I was up in Asheville for it. The point here is that everyone has a darkness, and in case nobody has told you yet, that's okay. Samhain is a day to start facing this darkness and accepting that it's a part of us, and that we can do what we can to better ourselves while working through the rest. Besides, caging a monster and pretending it doesn't exist will only make it fester and grow into an unmanageable beast. But nurturing it and giving it kindness and respect like you use love to do so wholeheartedly with everything else helps to give us power over it. I'm not saying Samhain is a magically remove all negative things with a little incense and sprinkling of salt water, but it is a time to chase progress, even if that progress is small, because any progress is still progress. And while that's what makes Samhain so incredibly valuable for me in particular, that's not all the holiday's about. It's a magically potent time of year, and some practices believe that the link between the living world and the dead is at its weakest, which makes for some really powerful magic, including fortune-telling and communing with the dead, if that's something that you happen to believe in. Regardless, it's a day to honor our dead as they travel between worlds, much like Dia de los Muertos. During Samhain rituals, it's common to dedicate an entire portion honoring the dearly departed of those in attendance. This brings me to the last thing I wanted to talk about while I'm up here, and has already been touched on before. This Wednesday at 7 p.m., my wife and I are hosting a Samhain ritual here at the church. Weather permitting, it'll be outside, but of course we'll have to see. We're making it ancient Greek themed, and we'll be calling upon Persephone, Hades, Hecate, and Dionysus, while we learn about old practices, ancient myths, and of course honor our dead. Everyone is welcome regardless of your faith path, so long as you are respectful. Feel free to dress up if you'd like, bring noisemakers. I almost always bring my tambourine, and celebrate with us. We'll have paper for you to write on for those you'd like to honor during the ritual, human or otherwise. I have known people to write cats or ferrets or things that they've lost, and it doesn't have to be this year, but if you did it last year, you probably just want to do this year's. And you are welcome to bring a memento for the altar as well. There'll be cakes and ale to conclude the ritual, which is just a fancy way of saying that we're going to bless some snacks and drinks. You can also bring some of your own if you'd like. We really hope to see you there. Have a Happy New Year, and blessed be.
Welcome, friends. As your master of ceremonies for today, we want to welcome you and online to Unitarian Universalist Church of Spartanburg. Applause, applause, applause. There we go. Tough crowd today. So today we come together as a community of open hearts and curious minds, ready to celebrate this season of mystery and remembrance. And this time of year reminds us to honor the past, embrace the present, and walk up to unknown doors, dressed as our favorite character, and face the unknown with courage and joy. May this space be one of warmth and connection, where we hold each other in kindness and celebrate the beauty of all that life brings. And in this spirit, we welcome all of you online and here with us today, whether new or returning, to this special time of reflection on some tricks we may have endured and celebrate the treats of our lives. For our chalice lighting this morning, we read from Stephen Garnis Holmes, Halloween, a day when we get it right. Halloween, a day when we get it right. Strangers come to us, beautiful, ugly, odd, or scary. And we accept them all without question, compliment them, treat them kindly, and give them good things. Why don't we live like that? Please join in singing hymn number 163, For the Earth Forever Turning. Hymn number 163. So friends, this is a time of gathering as we honor the seasons of All Hallows Eve, Dia de los Muertos, Samhain, and others. A time when the veil between past and present, seen and unseen, seems thinner. And today our Rippling Bowl offers us a chance to share with others the tricks that might have been played on us, as well as the sweetness of our joys with each other. As we ripple the waters of this bowl, we invite memories, wishes, and gratitude to flow freely, honoring what has been and what is yet to come. May each ripple represent the connections we share, the lives that have touched ours, the spirits of joy, courage, and mystery that these holidays inspire in us all. Let each ripple be a reminder that we are a part of something larger, linked in a web that stretches across time and place. And for our friends online, I'll place a rock and shell for your tricks and treats, your joys and sorrows, beginning the motion that will carry us forward into community. Best Rippling Bowl song ever. Oh, wow. That was awesome. Man, thanks, Sydney, Ron. That was great. So this time of year, it's an in-between time. And given our current events, we are certainly in a time in between. During these times of ambiguity and uncertainty, our church covenant allows us to be with each other in a spirit of wonder, respect, remembrance, and confidence. Our covenant gives us hope as we move forward into an unknown. And as recent events might seem to hand us tricks, our covenant reminds us of the treats in store when we embrace and live our lives of shared meaning. Please join me in this tradition and weekly rebirth of our promise to our community, our church, and each other. With courage, we say, we are a people of faith and hope. Together, we covenant to strive to become our better selves, to honor both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to respond to systems of violence and oppression with the power of a love beyond belief. And now we're going to put that power of a love beyond belief to work. It's time for a little Halloween chaos. And we get to practice that courage we'll need on Halloween night to walk up to a strange door and ask people we've never met to give us something just because we are good at what we are pretending to be. It's both fun and daunting, joyful and scary, and regardless of our costume, our approach, or our fear, there's always a guarantee of a treat. So let's practice that walk and go to the doors of our friends, wishing them the best, and leave joyful in our courage to approach and the excitement of the exchange. And as we approach others, remember we want to greet others in the way they would like to be greeted. So please be mindful of others as we walk down their path to them. Please greet each other and share that joy now. And when the music starts playing, the trick might be on you if you don't sit quickly. Please enjoy the greeting. So as the veil between old and new becomes thin at this time of year, we remember the importance of honoring what has come before us while planting seeds for what lies ahead. This time in the fall is a time of mystery, transformation, and connection, a time when we recognize that we are a part of a web that stretches across time, people, and places. Your contributions help us strengthen that web, nurturing a community that welcomes all, celebrates diversity, and reaches out with compassion. And today we're sharing our plate with the United Way of the Piedmont United for All Fund. This is an opportunity to help those still recovering from the trick played on us by Helene. In the spirit of the season, may we give our time, treasure, and talent generously, knowing that each gift, like a candle in the dark, lights the way for others and helps our community thrive. Let us share together today.
I saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand, walking through the streets of Soho in the rain. He was looking for a place called Lee Ho Foods, gonna get a big dish of beef chow mein. Ah, ooh, werewolves of London. Ah, ooh, werewolves of London. Ah, ooh. If you hear them howling around your kitchen door, better not let him in. Little old lady got mutilated late last night. Werewolves of London again. Ah, ooh, werewolves of London. Ah, ooh. Ah, ooh, werewolves of London. Ah, ooh. He's the hairy-handed gent who ran amok in Kent. Lately, he's been overheard in Mayfair. Better stay away from him. He'll rip your lungs out, Jim. But I'd like to meet his tailor. Ah, ooh, werewolves of London. Ah, ooh. Ah, ooh, werewolves of London. Ah, ooh. Saw Lon Chaney walking with the Queen, doing the werewolves of London. Saw Lon Chaney Jr. walking with the Queen, doing the werewolves of London. Saw a werewolf drinking a pina colada at Trader Vic's, and his hair was perfect. Ah, ooh, werewolves of London. Ah, ooh. Ah, ooh, werewolves of London. Ah, ooh. Ah, ooh, werewolves of London. Ah, ooh. Ah, ooh, werewolves of London. Ah, ooh.
Woo! We got physical, Miss Olivia. Breathe with me in silence. want to know what everyone's favorite part of Halloween is. What is it? Shout it out. Candy. Dressing up. That's right. More candy. Kids at your door. Giving stuff to people. Getting out of yourself. I love it. The cooler weather. Witchcraft. Seeing all the costumes, and I heard decorating. Scary movies. What? That might just be you, Will. I heard carving pumpkins. All right. Don't tell my boys that. Remembering those before us. It's funny, in all cultures, we have a curiosity of what happens after death. From All Hallowtide, which is a time for Christians to celebrate dead martyrs and saints and faithfully departed. Day of the Dead in Mexico, a literal party for ancestors, believing that they visit and share in their favorite foods and beverages. Samhain for Wiccans, when the veil between this world and the next is so thin, spirits can pass. I hope I'm going to say this right, Pitru Pakasha in Hinduism, where people pay homage to their ancestors and perform a ceremony to keep their souls at rest. We are fascinated to know what happens when we die. Where do we go? Do our bodies and all the things our bodies enjoy matter anymore? Do we look the same? Just transparent? Like an illusion on the Haunted Mansion ride in Disney? We honestly don't know exactly. And what about our loved ones? Are they still with us in some way? We want to believe so. It's hard to truly let go when a loved one dies. Throughout time, people, cultures, religions have tried to answer these questions. We have created many different rituals and ways to remember those who have gone before us. This autumn season is a time when we celebrate the liminal space between, the transition from life to death. We have harvested the bounty and are in the decline to the darkness of winter. We are reminded that we too will die one day, and we don't want to think we were here for a fleeting moment in time to never be again. We know that this life is short, and in the grand scheme of things, we are only here for a brief moment, gone in the blink of an eye. One of my favorite descriptions of what happens after death comes from the show Midnight Mass. It's a mini-series on Netflix created by Mike Flanagan. Two of the characters are asking each other what happens when they die. Riley, who's a character whose faith has been shaped by a car accident caused by his drunk driving that led to the other driver's death, says, "I don't know, and I don't trust anyone that tells us they do, but I can speak for myself, I guess. When I die, my body stops functioning, just shut down." He goes on to explain what physically happens to a body. We stop breathing, our hearts stop beating, clinical death. 5 minutes later, the brain cells start dying. But in that in-between time, maybe our brain is flooded with DMT, which is a chemical that is released when we dream. One last glorious dream. One last moment of neurons firing, a firework display of memories and imagination, a dream to end all dreams, a final curtain call. And then we stop. He goes on to say, my brain activity ceases and there is nothing left of me, no pain, no memory, no awareness of what I ever was, that I ever hurt someone. Everything is as it was before me. And the electricity disperses from my brain until it's just dead tissue, meat, oblivion. And all the other things that make me up, the microbes and bacterium and the billion other little things that live on my eyelashes and in my hair and in my mouth and on my skin and in my gut and everywhere else, they just keep on living and eating. And I'm serving a purpose. I'm feeding life. And I'm broken apart, and all the littlest pieces of me are just recycled. And I'm billions of other places. And my atoms are in plants and bugs and animals. And I'm like the stars that are in the sky, there one moment, and then just scattered across the cosmos. Many people are so focused on what happens after death, too focused sometimes. And yet, while we want to know what is to come, we also want to know that we made a difference, that we had a purpose, we left a legacy. How do we do that? I think Halloween offers us a glimpse into how to do that. I don't know if you know this, but Halloween is my favorite holiday. It might have something to do with the cooler weather. I enjoy a good spooky movie night, and I love a theme outfit. A costume, if you will. It's probably one reason why I was a theater major. There is no obligation to spend time with certain people, like Thanksgiving or Christmas. You are not expected to bring anything anywhere. No side dishes that have to be made just like Aunt Gladys made. No perfectly wrapped gifts that will probably end up being exchanged anyway. And you can celebrate as much or as little as you want, and no one judges you for your lack of or overzealous spirit. But here is why I love Halloween. Putting aside the spooky and the creepy, it's a perfect example of what it means to live out my faith. We welcome strangers. We literally leave a light on to banish the darkness and guide everyone to our homes. We are excited to see them. We honestly don't care what they look like, where they come from, what their social status is, if they're undocumented or not, what religion they worship, who they love. You get the picture. People show up in their best princess dresses and their scariest zombie makeup, and we welcome them just as they are, warts and all. This is what it means to accept one another just as we are. Not only do we welcome them, we tell them how pretty they look or how scary they are. We give them compliments and praise. This is what it means to see the worthiness of everyone. And then we give them candy for no reason at all. We offer sweetness to them, despite how cruel and sinister they may show up. I believe this is what it means to be a part of the beloved community. Welcoming the stranger and sharing the good things we have despite the evil of the world. This is what it means to seek a community of peace for all. So this Halloween, when we are contemplating our own mortality and the legacy we will leave behind, when we take the time to celebrate all those who have come before us and all those who will come after us, remember to welcome the strangers in the here and now. Share good things with them in the here and now. Let's get it right today. We don't need to worry about what is to come. Strive to live every day like it's Halloween. A day we get it right.
You can all sing along.
Snap your fingers.
Yeah, snap your fingers. Ready? They're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and spooky. They're all together ooky, the Addams Family. Their house is a museum where people come to see them. They really are a scream, the Addams Family. Neat, sweet, petite. So get a witch's shawl on, a broomstick you can crawl on. We're gonna pay a call on the Addams Family. They're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and spooky. They're all together ooky, the Addams Family. Strange, deranged, the Addams Family.
That's a great song. And if you substitute the Unitarians for the Addams Family, it gives you an entirely new meaning to the entire song. And as we extinguish our chalice and bring our gala to the close, and as Ruth extinguishes our challenge, this is from Halloween by Stephen Garnis Holmes. Monsters come knocking, open to them. It's dark out there. They're glad to step into the light. Let them in, feed them candy. They'll unmask. Once you compliment them, their nearly convincing costumes, learn their names, see their faces, they are not as scary. Besides, they live here. They're your monsters. Befriend your monsters. They're all innocent children, easily wounded, looking for home.
I was going to use the handheld mic, but I'll just do this. It's easier. I have a couple of announcements before I give the benediction. First of all, Trunk or Treat will happen in this parking lot. So if you are parked over here, you can go down, get some chili, enjoy lunch, then come back up and move your car to this side. If there is not space in the parking lot, the cul-de-sac, just this general side of the church. If it is raining when it is time for Trunk or Treat, we will stay in Wild Hall and have a costume parade and Halloween bingo, complete with prizes, good prizes, I might add. So there is a rain plan. Chili is downstairs. We have bowls and muffin tins. Muffin tins? Why would you want a muffin tin? If you want to try multiple chilies, you can try multiple chilies in a muffin tin. I think that is it. Halloween, a day we get it right. Welcome strangers. Compliment them. Share good things with them. Let's live like that.
Until